Hello and welcome to this tutorial about HTML. In this tutorial we'll be going over HTML is a hypertext markup language. Since it's a markup language, it's not a programming language. That means you cannot use HTML to perform complex calculations or create software applications. On a web page, what you see is HTML. They are the building blocks of the web and the internet. It's basically used to create web pages and navigate through them. What you'll need to start creating or developing web pages is a web browser. This will be needed to run your web page. Um, Preferably use Google Chrome because it's very developer friendly and it has a lot of tools to debug your web page. Also, you'll be needing a text editor like Sublime Text that we'll be using in this tutorial. You can also use Notepad++, which is Windows only, or Atom or Brackets or any other text editor that you are comfortable with. Since HTML does not require a server to run, it just runs on the web browser. But there's one caveat: you need to save it with the .html extension. You create a text file and save it as a .html. As I'm doing in this slide, I just created an empty folder and added a text document, but have saved it with an extension of HTML. Whenever you're creating a website, or whenever you put a website in your address bar and hit go, it usually brings up or renders the index.html page. It is the home page of any website or a default page when you navigate to any website. The basic structure of a web page or an HTML page looks something like this. The doc type here, the first line, suggests what version of HTML are you using. Now this specific doc type mentions that we'll be using version 5, HTML5, which is the most commonly used version. Other prior versions of HTML require a very complex definition of the doc type, so I won't be going into the details of those. From here onwards, what you see is the HTML page enclosed in these HTML tags. There are two main components within an HTML page. The first is the head. The head contains all the links or sources or style sheets that you may require on this page. These files or these links or sources are not rendered. You will not see them on the web page, but this is where you mention to the web browser that it needs to load those files or those style sheets. Everything contained in the body of the HTML page is what you actually see, or the content of the web page. HTML tags, as you saw in the previous slide, these are the tags define elements which in turn define the look and the feel of the HTML page. These elements make up the structure of the HTML page, and they start and end with angle brackets. An ending tag is nothing but the same as a start tag, but with a forward slash. As you see this example of a paragraph tag, there's a forward slash prepended to the paragraph end tag. There are some tags that do not require a ending tag. These tags are usually or these elements are usually something that does not have any content, which are these are called self-closing tags. Line break tag is one good example of self-closing tags. Keep in mind that here a line break tag has the forward slash after the name of the tag. This is a basic boilerplate for an HTML web page. As you see, we have defined that we'll be using HTML5, and within the HTML tags, I have my head and the body. A new tag here, the title tag, that lies within the head is what tells the browser to name the page. That's being rendered right here. The next new tags that you see are called the header tags. These are used to define a heading on a web page. There are 6 sizes to header tags, H1 to H6 as you see here, and they are basically 6 different fonts of headings. You can see the margins or the spacing between each of these headings is larger or greater than any usual paragraph or text that you see on a web page. This differentiates a header tag from any other text rendering tag. The next tag that I've added here is the paragraph tag. A paragraph tag usually inserts text into the web page and which looks exactly the same that it looks in the content as you see here. Every paragraph tag adds a line break before it and starts a new paragraph for its specific content. At this point, I want to explain to you what are inline and block tags, or inline elements and block elements. The header or the paragraph tags are called block elements because they span the entire width of the web page. They span into every space that's available on the horizontal axis of the web page. The inline tags are something that use only the space that is required for the content. You'll see an example of this ahead. The EM tag or the emphasis tag is an inline element, and what this does basically is italicizes its content. So the EM tag is within the paragraph tag and it has italicized these two words here. Now you see that it has not added a line break or any spacing. It just utilizes the width that the content needs. Another such example is the bold tag. It gives the font more weight to the content that's between these tags right here. Another very widely used element is the A tag or the link tag. This is used to create links to other locations on the web or other locations within the same website. In this example, we see that this word right here has been converted into a link. The location that this link will take you to is defined by the href attribute. An attribute is something that gives more meaning to an HTML element. In this example, the href specifies the location that this link should take us on clicking it. This link will take us to google.com as you can see here. Attributes are nothing but key value pairs that are placed within the starting tag of an element. They basically provide more information or tell the browser additional things that it needs to do with that element. As we saw in the previous example, the href attribute provided the location that the link needs to take the user to, or the browser needs to navigate to. The next tag also a very widely used, very basic tag about HTML, is the unordered list. Again, this is a block tag. As you can see, it is occupying the entire width of the web page. The unordered list is used to show a list of items on the web page. The list of items are defined by the li tag, which is the list item tag right here. An unordered list is basically a bulleted list having no order. The second type of list is the ordered list, which is defined by the ol tag, again a block element. Its list items are numbered or sequenced, as you can understand by its name. That will be all for this basic introduction to HTML. Thank you.